Hey everyone, Ning Cohen here from the Hyperactive Bookworm. I'm so excited today. I am getting to speak to the amazing Rachel Renner. Hi, Rachel.
Hello. This
Thank
is this is the real life biscuit. This is Terrence.
Yay! I want to dye his feathers.
Me too. If I ever tried though, he'd bite off my finger. So
I could imagine. Yeah,
yeah.
almonds would no longer suffice.
I'd have to give him like a truckload of almonds. And even then, you'd still bite off my fingers because you're a little asshole, aren't you? Yeah, yeah, he is. If I see his voice, he thinks I'm being nice, so it's fine. We're fine. We're fine.
Oh my god, I love it. All right, so first, for anyone who doesn't know Rachel, firstly, what the hell are you doing? Go get her books. But first, can you just describe your writing using 3 words?
Yeah, so you know how like a few minutes ago you're like, I'm just gonna ask you the questions. I had this moment where I was like, oh yeah, you sent me questions. We're doing this all improv, baby.
Oh, I
Okay,
love this.
writing. Okay, describe it. Contemporary, magical, romantic, and in Ink's case, sizzling.
Oh, yeah, you break rules, don't you? 3 words.
I break a lot of
3.
rules. And probably because I didn't actually look at the questions like the asshole I am, we're going to be breaking a lot of rules today. So just
Oh my
prepare.
god. Oh my god. I love it.
Sorry.
That's cool, not a problem. This is hilarious. All right, so you've just released book 2 in your amazing Gilded Blood series. Quite a bit of the world and its magic is based around tattoos. Do you have any?
Yeah. So this one in particular, can I like dislocate my arm so you can see
Yeah,
it? There we go.
absolutely.
I got this tattoo. It's from my other series, The Lightning Conjurer, and I got it done while writing Inked to do research. And I had this amazing tattoo artist. Her name is Kristen. She works over at Rebel Muse Tattoo in Denver. And so, like, all the time I was messaging her. I was like, hey, would you ever say you etched a tattoo? And she was like, no, we would not say that. That's what you do in someone's basement when you're doing tattoos illicitly. So, very fun. Got to do hands on research with her. Short answer, yeah, I've got a few tattoos.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you do have more than just the Conjurer.
I do.
What?
I've got another one here. It's written in Greek. Uh, so people on the street can randomly say, "Hey, what does your tattoo say?" Really smart of me to do that. And I've got one on my back.
This
Sorry,
is the book.
Terrence.
This is the book I'm talking about, people.
That's
But
no wait, that side. Where am I? There we go. That's Biscuit. That's who is
yes.
based off of this little fucker right here.
I love it. Biscuit's awesome. So in Inked, because that's the first book of yours I've read, and I just loved it and laughed my way through it, and just it was just brilliant. For anyone who is watching, who is going into it, just be warned, it's not sapphic. I know most of the books I read are sapphic, but I've been poking Rachel and saying, hey, give me some sapphic love in this style. Come on.
True. It's true.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like, Neen, why don't you just write a fanfic instead of Talia and Zane? Just do Talia and Zaina or Zaina, whatever. I would read the crap out of that. I would read the
Dude,
crap
I
out of
am
that.
loving this idea.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's do it.
Yes,
We'll
because I
get
have
some
so much
tattoos too.
time to write at the moment.
As I was just telling you before you start recording, how sorry I was that you were up before 6 on a Saturday.
This is my life.
This is
I
your
I
life.
survive on caffeine. Yeah. And dark spirits, that kind of thing.
I'll, I'll follow up. I'll ask you about that later.
All right. So who was your favorite side character to write in Inked?
Biscuit was
Yeah, I was
was
like,
my.
it's
I
gonna
mean,
be the little asshole, isn't it?
I had so much fun with Talia's mom. I mean, like like, you know, for everyone who hasn't read Inked, like Talia will be in trouble. She'll be like right in the thick of either like something very sexy or something very dangerous. And then her phone starts ringing and it's her mother and she's like, Talia, oh my God, you haven't called me all day. I'm here, I'm pulling my hair out, I'm worried about you. So like she goes on and on at the worst possible times. But this one, yeah, Biscuit was just so much fun to write. I think my favorite scene was when, and I'll try to do this in a way that's not spoilery, but like you think Biscuit's maybe hurt because he's like limping and like looking really pathetic. And Talia's like, oh my God, you poor baby. And Zane's like, dude, quit it. And she's like, you asshole, your bird is injured. And then Biscuit's like, almonds? And the whole time he's just manipulating her and then like flies off the tree. Totally fine. And that is totally something that this one would do. Yeah.
Oh, I freaking love Biscuit. Biscuit's the most hilarious character there is.
I'm glad
And-
you like him.
And the banter from Zane to Biscuit is just like such a crack up. It's just amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. That's my real life, for better or for worse. Yeah.
So when you're writing, are you a plotter, a discovery writer, or a planter?
I am as pure of a pantster, like figure it out as I go, as you can get. Like hardcore pantster, which sounds kind of dirty when I say it that way, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I think that's why I've been going toward planter.
Yeah.
Also, I had another author describe planter, and I've just loved this idea, and I've just like stolen it completely. That it's like you put the seed in, so you have the basic idea, and then as it grows, you can trim the plant as it grows, and you know that type of thing. And I'm like, damn, that's really cool. Like that's
love that.
awesome. And I am
I
so
love
not a
that.
gardener. I am like Black Thumb, but yet I love this analogy.
I wish that I could plot. My friend Janice J. Andrews, she's really well-known fantasy writer. I mean, she plots out everything, and she's got this beautiful notebook and like different colored inks. And so like when she does go to start writing, it just like vomits out, but beautifully, because she's a beautiful writer. Meanwhile, I'm there in the shower having panic attacks because I'm like, what am I going to do in the next chapter? But the second I sit down at the keyboard and I'm like kinesthetically hands-on typing and the characters are taking control, it just
That's so cool.
it is, but it can lead to some imposter syndrome because instead of saying I write the stories, it really feels like these characters are like writing it and I'm just along for the ride, you know?
Imposter syndrome sucks. It doesn't matter whether you're a plotter, a pantser, a planter, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. It attacks us all. Absolutely. Everyone. I have spoken to authors that have just as many books as you, some more, some less, and they all have suffered it at some point.
All of us.
It blows me away.
Yeah.
I'm like, but how can you have it? Your writing's amazing. And then
I know.
It makes you kind of feel a little more, okay, this is just part of the process.
Yeah. By the way, what are you going to do with that sharp pointing object in your hand? Because when you're angry and waving it around,
it's a sword.
I love it.
It's a pen.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that so much. Here, I will also take out my fancy pen.
I have, oh my God, that's gorgeous. And then I have this.
Right? What is that?
Crossbow. And I can put toothpicks in it.
Isn't that cool? You can put toothpicks in it. Look, Terrence is excited. He's
and I have a cork board here. With like ideas and memes and like motivations and stuff. And when I'm writing, if I'm thinking, I will just put toothpicks in and shoot it at the corkboard.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I'm a fidgeter, so I'm like, but I've got to have my kind of fidgets, which are weapons, you know. Were you a reader when you were young and growing up? And if so, what books did you read?
I was a voracious reader, nonstop, got in trouble. Like I was that kid who was like under the sheets at midnight with like my dim flashlight. Yeah. Goosebumps. I think I read like 3 of those at a time. Animorphs, think I read The Babysitter's Club. Oh man, I'm really aging myself right now. Can we
Hey,
go on to the
no,
next question?
no. I'm like, yep, I read them. I read them. I
Yep,
read them.
yep, yep.
Okay.
Tamora Pierce, right, was like all about that. I think my favorite book when I was young was Ella Enchanted. Have you ever read that?
No.
It was so I don't normally like fairy tale retellings, so but this is like a Cinderella retelling. It was so good. Really, really
Ella,
good.
is that the one that's based off that movie? Because they've done an Ella
Well,
Enchanted movie, theoretically based off that.
I have a lot of pain in my heart, and this is a little triggering for me, this subject,
Oh
because when
no.
that movie came out, I was devastated. But yes, it is loosely based on the book that like shaped my childhood.
Oh yeah, no, I totally understand. It's heartbreaking when that happens, isn't it? Just like,
I don't normally complain. I really don't. Like, I get it. Books can't be turned into movies very well. But when they completely rewrite the entire story, that's when I'm like spitting venom.
oh, see, now I have to go
Mhm.
read the book.
Go read the book, please. Yeah, it was really, really, really cute.
That's awesome. I love that. Oh. Um, all right, so you've got 8 books published. Please tell me I'm right there.
Yeah, more or less. I think like not counting anthologies, but yeah, like 8 individual works. Hey, dude.
Wow, that's amazing. And your 9th book, that's the third one.
Yeah, that's gonna be the third book in the Gilded Blood series. Don't mind this one, which I am working on as we speak.
Oh, that's so exciting. Do you have a release date for it? Or
Yeah, February 13th, which means the entire Gilded Blood series will have been released over the span of 11 months. So,
wow, look at you go.
yeah, yeah, it just, again, just vomits out as I stroke my parrot evilly.
Now you've just got to steeple your fingers. Yeah, there you go. There we go.
This one though, I don't want to say I'm nervous about it, but I am out of my element because, the first book was pretty strongly like urban fantasy, although there's the portal element. The second book was kind of a bridge because a lot of it took place like second world, but Linked is full on epic fantasy. I'm talking like second world, war. I'm writing a goddamn elven language. I am literally writing a new language. That's the map, not that one. Yeah, that one where my finger's pointing at. There's a map of the Fey realm. I mean, I've gone hardcore epic. Hardcore.
I can't wait. I am so looking forward to it.
I hope you'll like it. I like it so far.
That's probably a really good sign.
I
Like,
think so. I think so. Again.
yeah. It's okay. So, of all the books you've written, what was the
Mhm.
hardest scene for you to write so far?
Okay. Okay. So the series before this, Lightning Conjurer, it was like slow burn romance, fade to black, like the character. I think it was initially going to be more romantic, but the character, I needed to be true to the character, Aspen, and it was just like a very sweet romance. Inch comes in, and Talia's like, I am sex positive. I mean, it's a great thing. I'm a little emotionally vulnerable, but physically, like, I'm all about this. Like, let's get down and dirty. So, absolutely, any scene where they're getting, like, kind of, speaking of which, I've got a bird's butt in my face. Any scene that's getting like steamy where I'm like, my mom's reading this. My editor's very sweet religious parents are reading this. Like those are hard. And I'm so mad at Talia. Like I'm very sex positive. Like you do you, don't hurt anybody else, do whatever you want, that's
Yeah.
fine. But Talia, I'm like, girl, calm down. People are reading this. People are reading this. David Green, one of my absolute favorite authors who introduced us. So we
Yes.
just love David Green.
And David has
Um,
been on the hyperactive bookworm a few times. We love
I
David.
know. We love David. He posted a meme and it was something like a haunted house for authors, but it's just a bunch of like family members reading your sex scenes. Hello. People don't believe me when I say that this is how I write my books, and it is.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, getting molested by a parrot, you'll never get that on your show again. You're welcome.
Yeah. So yeah,
Anyway,
definitely the biggest nightmare, haunted house. Absolutely. I love
yep.
Talia though. She's just so brilliant.
Oh, Talia. Talia's a girl after my own heart. She is a hot mess, and I just love her. I really do love Talia.
Yeah, but she knows she's a hot mess too. That's what I love.
Does. She does. You know, there are a handful of reviews out there who are like, the main female character kind of bugged me. She's sort of a mess. She's like very emotional, and it's like she started off as a tattoo artist in Miami. And then literally, like an hour later, she's in a Fey realm that's like a Dr. Seussian world where every leaf can kill you.
Yeah.
Every leaf can kill you. And you're upset because she's not like raising her sword in the air and ready to go into battle after 2 hours. Like, calm down.
Yeah.
I would
Exactly.
die.
Love my speculative fiction. All
Yeah.
over the spec fic.
Yeah.
And there's just such a embracing
Yeah.
culture to it. And I love
Absolutely.
that. I love
And for every person who's like, Talia's a little emotional, she's a little
bring it
screamy.
on.
There are so many people who are like, I love that Talia is not a hot mess. And despite the fact that I absolutely hate this phrase, I've had people say, I love that she's not a Mary Sue. And we can go ahead and break that down on another day. But
Yeah.
like, she's not perfect.
Yes.
And that's okay. Because who the hell would be? And frankly, Talia, if she walked into a psychiatrist's office, she would get slapped with that ADHD diagnosis like that,
Yeah.
So she kind of found her place in this Fey realm,
Yes.
just like we're kind of finding our place in our fantasy sci-fi realm. And I love it. I am here for it.
I love that. And absolutely, that's what I love so much about Talia, is she is so freaking real.
Yeah.
Like, who is perfect? Who doesn't spill coffee? Who doesn't kind of make a choice and then go, oh shit, that was probably a bad idea.
Or stare at their ridiculously attractive boss and like drool a little bit, right? Like, and get tongue-tied. She gets tongue-tied too. And like, I just think it's important to be
real.
Yeah.
I adore her. I mean, she's straight as a freaking arrow, and I accept that because I adore her.
You know what though? If you remember, there were moments when the bad gal, Salen walks in, right? And she's like a succubus, and for a moment,
not so straight.
For a moment, Talia was like, "You're so pretty, I'm not sure." And in fact, in Linked, she's talking to an elf, and she was like, "She was so beautiful, I momentarily questioned my sexuality." So she is open to it.
Yeah,
she is open.
Who
knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
When you write that fanfic, we will all be very excited to see that other side of her.
Oh, absolutely. Are there any themes or tropes you enjoy writing the most, or any themes or tropes that push their way in no matter what you say?
The found family, man, that is always pushing its way in. I think like in every book I've written, there are themes of found family and non-blood family. Although obviously in this one the blood family is important too.
Yeah.
And I think, in some ways maybe that's just from having like a tumultuous childhood. I think maybe a lot of people kind of tend to go towards those family themes. Science always finds way into my magic system. I love hard magic systems. And so I'm always backing it up with like some sort of science, which just makes it so much more fun. And humor in one way or another will find its way into my books.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because why the hell not? Life is funny.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I love that. And found family is one of my absolute
I know.
Found family in a description for a book, and I'm like,
yeah,
mine now.
Yes,
mine now.
Yep.
Because it's such an important theme, and it's one that so many people can relate to, even if they can't relate specifically to that character. So many of us have experienced that found family on some aspect of our lives. And
right, even if you're
just love
super
it.
close with your own family, like we all have like those people who we just glom onto, and it's like we might not have been born from the same womb, but like you're my people,
Yes,
and that's important.
100%. It is so
Yeah,
important, and I love it. I love it to bits. It's just the best thing in the world. Okay, so what's a piece of advice you would give to a new author,
like
i.e.,
you.
me?
um, a couple things. Make friends, which you're already doing, with people who have been doing it for a few years, because I was just telling another author friend, JD Evans, that the wisest people, aka me, have fucked up more than anybody else out there. That's why I'm so smart, because in the past I was so dumb. So listen to idiots like me who have gained wisdom through messing up, and
So basically, learn from your mistakes.
exactly. No,
I love
exactly. Just skip right over making the mistakes yourself and just go through ours. And then the other one, and maybe this one's a little bit controversial, but I do actually think it's really important to save up enough money if you can, or just find some way to get a good editor. And if that is not attainable for you, at the very least, get some really smart, honest, not your mom, beta readers, and then listen to what they tell you, right? Like if one person out of 15 says, I didn't love this, right? But if 5 of them are saying, you need to listen. Even if 2 of them are saying it, you should listen. So do that.
I like that. I like that because it is
Yeah.
hard. I completely agree. Like I hate saying never, but I would hate to ever publish a book without having it edited, because everyone makes mistakes, and
Yep.
as an author, we either see it or we know the details so much that we can't see what's missing.
No, we become blind. You can read the same misspelled word 20
Exactly.
times and not realize it's misspelled because your brain already knows what it should be.
Yep. Or words are in the wrong place because you know what it is supposed to be telling you. So
Yep.
yeah, absolutely. I love
Yeah.
it because I agree. Editing is like the most important thing
I
ever.
think so too. And honestly, after you make sure that your story is good and you listen to people and take their advice, I did this twice. I was cheap. I just kind of made my own cover, right? Because like I'm an artistic person. I know what I'm doing. No, I don't. No, I don't. And you know what? Those books, they didn't sell. One of them was actually kind of pretty, but people had no idea what was the genre, what is this about, like what are the themes? And
And that's the things that we don't always think. We just think, hey, it looks
no,
pretty. But readers
exactly.
need to know more than pretty.
Yeah, and like font is so important. The difference between like this font and that font could be the difference between horror and romance. And you might not even realize that because you're not a graphic artist. How would you know? And you know, there's again for people who are like, this feels elitist. I don't have a lot of money. There are some phenomenal pre-made book covers out there for like 30, 40 bucks, 50 bucks, right? And it makes a world of difference.
It really does. It
Yeah,
absolutely does. Um, Especially when there's so many books out there now too. Your cover has to pop. Like you
it
have to,
has to.
it has to pull a reader in. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a tough market on that front. It can be
It
really
is.
tough, but that's why I love the community all coming together and helping promote each other. And but yeah,
Absolutely.
covers are
Yeah.
definitely important.
Yeah. And then go back to your beta readers too and say, hey, do you feel like this is a good representation of what you just read? Again, if they're honest and not your mother, or maybe if they're your mother too and she's extra honest, they will tell you. Trust your readers. Definitely trust your
Absolutely.
readers.
Absolutely. All right, so you've jumped through the filing cabinet and you have just enough time to reach out and grab someone's wrist to drag through with you. Who do you grab and why?
My first instinct was my husband, but it can't be him. He is way too logical and intelligent. I need someone who's a nut, like a nut. And also like die hard and like maybe a little like a streak of like violence and danger in there because again, like every leaf can kill us. So I'm going with you, Neen.
What? Because it'd be
Yeah.
like I'm like sitting here twirling a sword. I don't know.
Yeah, and the fact that you were telling me that when you write, you actually like load toothpicks into your little
Yeah.
miniature crossbow and stuff. So hopefully you'll have each of those on you so we can like stab vampires with a toothstick? Toothstick, wow.
Stick. I like that. Yeah, let's go
Could
for
I
a tooth stick. Is
could
that
I blame that on American English and pretend like that's how we call them?
like?
Toothsticks.
So my question is like, is the stick made of tooth?
Yeah, yeah, it's made of teeth of Americans who don't know how to say things properly.
Oh my god, I love it. Oh, I am so jumping into that filing cabinet.
Oh, we're jumping head first, head
Like
first. It'll be
seriously, those
phenomenal.
leaves will be like, oh my god, shut them up! No, go away.
Yeah,
We'll be
it will
fine.
like bring upon autumn early because they'll all be like falling off the trees
Yeah.
and flying away. Yeah.
Or just laughing too hard that they just drop. I like
Yeah,
it.
we won't be able to go quietly through the woods, but we will be able to scare away most things that are lurking there.
I like it. I like that a lot. Bring it on. I am so there for you. All right, so you have already recommended a book or two, which I love, but what is a book you've read recently that you would recommend?
Oh man. Well, reading 3 books at once right now, so I'll just say really quickly. Reading J. Andrews, The Keeper Origins. I was like, are they Keeper Origins? So freaking good. That's like classic fantasy. It's phenomenal. David Green.
Yes.
I am lucky enough to be reading the 3rd book in his Nick Halloran series, or maybe it's the 2nd because he combined the first 2. Regardless, it's phenomenal. I love it. They're fae.
No, it's the third book, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. I think it's the 3rd book because the first 2 we kind of like glom together. Do you want me to say that again?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm actually sitting there going, I have that sitting there waiting for me to start as well, and I'm so excited.
It's very enjoyable. It's very enjoyable. I like it so much. And then I just finished Shield and Storm by J.D. Evans, and like, you want to talk steam? This woman does steam. It is not sapphic, I know, but the men are just so delicious that you're like, we'll tolerate it. And like, nobody does sex like Jen Evans. Nobody. She's phenomenal. I mean, I haven't had sex with her, I should clarify.
Man,
but I bet she does that
all my
really
dreams,
well
man.
too. I bet she does that really well too. So keep dreaming, and you better keep that in there because I'm gonna tell her the exact minute and second that I said that about her.
Oh
You're
God,
welcome,
I love
Jen.
you so much, Rachel. You are awesome. Now, oh my God, I have had so much fun chatting with you, Rachel. Thank you so much for joining me on here and just going off with me on the tangents and the fun, and it has been amazing.
It's been so great. I can't wait to dive into the Fae realm, and let's do this again anytime we want. It'll be explosive.
I love it. Awesome.
Love talking to you, Neen.
You too, hon. All right. Hey, it's me again, Neen Cohen, aka the Hyperactive Bookworm. I love being able to talk about books and writing and reading, and I love doing these. However, it does take me time and energy, and any support would be highly appreciated. If you like the videos, please don't be scared to hit like or to comment on them. All subscribers help toward keeping my passion projects going. You can also support me by buying me a coffee, and the link's down below. Thanks, y'all.